All I gotta say is this. As a child, when you knocked over a glass of milk, did your parents yell at you for it? Now, as an adult, do you yell at yourself when you knock over something because there's nobody here to yell at you? But if you look at it objectively, it's just a cup, it's just some milk. How long does it take to clean it up? What's the solution? And does yelling, whether you got yelled at or yelling at yourself or whatever it is, does that solve the problem? No, it doesn't. Because if you think about it, the way that we learn is by making mistakes. From a very young age, how do you learn how to walk? You put your 2 legs on the ground, you put your 2 feet on the floor, and then you start to move your legs. And you're going to fall over a couple times. Do we get mad at babies for falling over when they're learning how to walk? No, we don't. Why? Where is it where the timeline from becoming a baby to a child to a teenager to an adult where we decide that mistakes are a bad thing? Because they're not, and it never has been. Only when we make mistakes do we better prefer what we want or what we like, or we learn or we grow from that. No amount of mistakes can make you a failure. You just gotta keep moving forward. You fall down, you get back up. You fall down 100 times, you get up 101 times, okay? So if you're not gonna get mad at the baby for falling over when they're learning how to walk or they're learning how to eat or whatever, then why get mad at the child or why get mad at the adult when the glass gets knocked over? Did you hurt anybody? Did you hurt anybody's feelings? Was it intentional? No. Probably the case is that none of those things are true. So, and even if it was, what is the reaction of anger going to do to solve that? It's a generational curse, I believe, where maybe our parents and our grandparents were taught that if you make a mistake as an adult, you're not being an adult. Obviously, you're making mistakes. But that's just not true. And I'll be willing to bet that even they learned how to walk by falling over a couple times. Even they learned how to eat and drink out of a sippy cup and eventually moved to a normal cup and probably knocked over the cup a couple times. And then when the cup started knocking over, that's when the generational trauma kind of started. Obviously, this is just one example. But what I'm saying is, love yourself enough to understand that every time you make a mistake, it's not a bad thing. Quite the contrary, mistakes are one of the best things that you can do. We must learn from those mistakes and move forward, guys. So love yourself. Know that it's okay to make mistakes. We must make mistakes in order to learn, in order to change, in order to grow. Things are just going to happen sometimes. And the more negative energy we put into it, the less productive we're going to be with that change and growth. In love and light, peace. I'm out of here.